Hello. Tonight's secret word is horseradish. It's that disgusting shit in the jar at the back of your refrigerator that your crazy grandparents seem to love, even though it overpowers everything it touches by making it taste like you swallowed a mouthful of on-fire battery acid from a salt-rimmed margarita glass. But what adds to the awfulness of horseradish is its name. It doesn't make any sense. And that's because it kinda sorta gets its name from its German name, which is Meerrettich, which means sea radish in German. But the English, as they typically do, fucked things up by hearing things that were never said and thought that the Germans were saying Meerrettich, which is a crazy, nonsensical amalgam of letters that you often get when you write words in Doenglish. To bastardize things even further, the English then translated it into tonight's secret word. And you know what happens whenever anybody says tonight's secret word? That's right. For the rest of the show, anytime somebody says tonight's secret word, scream real loud. Bit of a history lesson to start things off, since most of you took more than 6 years to find me. Assholes. See, I started my career on YouTube by yelling at Christians, which was all the rage at the time. But what wound up happening was, all the Christians out there soon realized that the story of the resurrection had more plot holes in it than FX2, and the most sensible among them deconverted. Most of them, though, just packed up their shit and left. Now, there are still some left, and the reason why I haven't gone after Christians in a while is because all YouTube atheists have the same, core set of 12 videos, because all Christians have are the same 12 arguments. So what happens is you go to one YouTube atheist and you watch them make a video and make a point, and you go to another YouTube atheist and you watch them and they're making the same point, maybe just in a different way. But then, on top of those 12, you get a bonus video if unlike me, you were not raised in a secular household and you had to deconvert. And then there's 6 more, but you only get 3 of them, depending on which side of the all babies are atheists argument you're on. If you're bionic dance, the default position from birth is atheism. If you're everybody else, the default position is ichtheism. You stupid cunt, I hope the next seizure kills you. Now, we fast forward to last summer. I got into an argument with somebody. What did he call himself? The Deli clerk evangelist. That's what he called himself. And it's a stupid name. Anyway, he's married to a YouTube Christian notable, ShannyForChrist. The result of my argument with the Deli clerk evangelist was a great video from me called ShannyForChrist Dog Fucker. And the sad thing is, you can't watch that video because it's been flagged down by some, credit was taken by some faceless coward. And yes, all people who refuse to show their face on camera on YouTube are cowards. That's not just my subjective opinion, it's a fact. Look it up. But anyway, this spawned a series of videos from me about ShannyForChrist until about October, when the whole Thunderfoot drama happened, and then I began, even at that point, even in the summer, I had slowly begun refocusing my channel on an even greater threat to the internet, which is feminism and safe spaces specifically. Now anyway, about a week ago, maybe 10 days, a week and a half ago, Shanny released a 20-minute video, and usually, in order to keep me from responding to you, a 20-minute video will do. I mean, if it's any longer than 15, I'm probably not even going to watch it. But anyway, to save this video from going to, like, I don't know, an hour and a half or however long it would be, I'm not going to respond to the whole thing. Well, I kind of am. Because I don't need to respond to everything she said in all 20 minutes to respond to the overall point of the video. But what I have done is I've selected a series of clips from the video, which I think highlight her perspective. Now, because I did not show the whole thing, I'm not showing all of a video. To put things in perspective, what she's saying, the argument she's trying to make, is that Christians debating atheists is un-Christ-like. It's bad. Christians shouldn't do it. And she's reading from Romans chapter 1 in order to make this point. So, there's the context. Let's begin.
Oh, hi everyone. How you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? Hi. I'm going to talk about the Bible, okay? I just want you guys to know that I am. And look at this, like, groovy dress that I got at the thrift store. It's completely retro. It's floor length. It's maxi. $6.
Check out this shirt I'm wearing. It's like Egyptian cotton, tailor-made, $146.
Anyway, I love the colors. Anyway, and I'm kind of in a spunky mood. So, watch out, because I'm actually getting on some Christians' cases right now. Because they need to hear this. Because I keep telling this to them, and they just keep ignoring me. And that's stop debating. Stop debating. If you love Jesus, you would stop debating.
Yeah, my crazy grandmother used to say something like that too. If you love Jesus, you're gonna stop Never mind. Continue.
Okay? It's this serious. Now, I'm gonna start in Romans chapter 1, on verse 16. Now, one thing I've been noticing about 16, like any verse 16, it's a profound verse. Just try it everywhere there is a 16, pay special attention to that. I've been noticing that while reading the Bible lately.
Hell yeah, just like the first several verse 16s of Leviticus. I mean, like the first 10 of them talk about how you should properly prepare your animal sacrifices. Very profound and meaningful in today's world.
The just shall live by faith. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness. This includes debate. Debaters, quit debating if you're in Christ.
Next.
Unto them, he showed us who he is. He showed us him. He introduced himself to us, you know? Have you had that experience? I know I have, so I know it's real. And I'm not the only one who's had that experience of meeting Jesus.
Yeah, man, I remember taking some wild drugs back in the mid-2000 noughties. Fucking, I experienced all kinds of weird shit. I mean, at one time, the drugs transformed me into the Lord God Almighty. And this is true, and you have to believe me because I experienced it. So you have to believe me, just like you have to believe Shanny, who experienced Jesus Christ himself. And I mean, like, head injury or drug-induced hallucination or the devil, you know, those possibilities, they're just not possible.
Everyone know God is powerful. Everyone. Even if they say he's a myth, you know he is powerful, and you may not see him, but he's around you at all times. You might want to check over your shoulder once in a while.
There's literally nothing there.
Say hi to him. It might help you out a little bit. In fact, you know what? If you're an atheist and you're listening to this, look over your shoulder right now and say, "Hi, Lord." Do it. Do it. I triple dog dare you. Maybe you'll get a response. And you know what? Wouldn't it be really freaky if you did get a response? I'm just saying.
Oh, what the hell? I'm already standing out here talking to myself. Hi, God. I'm kidding. Nothing happened.
That's when people like start going into the conspiracy theories. That's another thing that you shouldn't be doing, is going into conspiracy theories, because you don't know if it's true or not, and we're supposed to love the truth, and you guys are believing everything else what man is saying, the opposite of what's actually, you know, the mainstream media is. I mean, don't trust the mainstream media. I'm not saying that, but why are you trusting all these other things on the internet? This is the only truth that you can rely on. There's no other truth out there. Flat Earth, there's no truth. How are you going to prove Flat Earth unless you go out and whatever it is?
It's actually pretty easy to prove that the Earth is round. All you need is something that casts a shadow in the sunlight, a compass where you can measure the degrees of the angle of that shadow, and a friend at another line of latitude. I guess with the same equipment.
God don't work that way. None of your speeches, don't matter how good they are, you ain't bring no one to God. God's the only one who can reveal himself. You can't reveal yourself to him. Now, I will say, there are times where God does use us vessels to speak his truth. Like now.
Which is hilarious, because a lot of you fuckers all say the same thing, while at the same time disagreeing with each other.
You know, you know, for some reason, Christians tend to still try to put God on our level. God is way above our level, okay? If anything, our relationship is a little bit more like how we feel about our pets.
Not really. I mean, we care about our pets and make sure that they have everything they need, like food. Or do you mean like a neglectful pet owner? Yeah, God's a lot like that.
You know, it's that type of relationship, you know? God is the creator of everything. He created you. You know, he's the ultimate authority. But you're still trying to be like, well, I know better than God. No, you don't know better than God. You're never going to know better than God. I'm not going to know better than God. God only knows the best.
Well, to be fair, you're never gonna know better than Corky Thatcher.
Verse 26. For this cause God gave them up into vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into which is against nature. Feminism. You can't be a Christian and a feminist. I don't care what you say. You can't do it. Two don't combine.
Hey, she got one right. Feminism is a competing religion. I mean, you know, in Christianity, all babies are born sinners because of the crimes of their forefathers, and in feminism, all male children are born rapists because of the crimes of all men that have come before them. And in Christianity, their actions are controlled by an unknowing, unprovable God, and under feminism, your actions are controlled by an unknowing, unprovable patriarchy. It's like the same play put on by two different producers.
It's like mixing oil and water. We women are supposed to submit to our men. And if you don't submit to your men, how are you going to submit to God? How are you going to submit to God? If you can't submit to your man, you're never going to be able to submit to God. Because God is a male.
Patriarchy.
But besides that, I know a couple Christian men or people who claim they're Christian now that I just found out they're flashing their, to other men.
Come on, we've all played the dick flashing game. It's like the American restaurant industry's national pastime. It's only gay if you look at it.
Like, come on. I'm not stupid. I get my answers from the Bible. So if you're mad at me for what I'm saying right now, if you're mad at me, blame God, because this is what I'm getting my answers from. I ain't getting it from my own brain. I'm getting it from the Bible.
Let's go back to the dick flashing game. Are you gonna say that, oh, he said he didn't do it, so I'm just gonna believe him? Or like, are you gonna listen to a competing source and weigh the two in your mind, kind of like a debate?
So be mad at God for this, and if you're not mad at God for this, then God bless you for not getting mad at God. Because trust me, there's enough people, atheists, that are mad at him, and I don't care what you say, you're mad at God.
Yes, I'm also mad at King Koopa and Hans Gruber and Spinebender.
And you know what? I'm not yelling because I'm being like angry or anything. It's called passion. Passion.
That last one kind of responds to itself. Anyway, the overall point of her video is that debating is bad and you shouldn't do it, etc. And what she forgets is Mark 16:15. There's another 16 for you, and a 15 to go along with it, which is to go out and preach the gospel to all of creation. I mean, that's your own rule book telling you to go out and convince people about the resurrection. That's what that is. However, what we forget in this YouTube culture is what the point of a debate actually is. The point of a debate is never to prove your opponent wrong. I mean, you're not going to do that. The point of the debate is to convince the audience. Look at the presidential elections. All right? None of the candidates during the debates convince the other candidates that they're the best candidate for the job. Their goal at the debate is to convince the audience, the voters, that they're the best candidate for the job. That's the point of a debate. I mean, and to put it into the whole atheism-theism debate, look at the Bill Nye Ken Ham debate. I mean, was there ever any chance that Ken Ham was going to convince Bill Nye, a scientist, that creation is accurate? I mean, you could say that Ken Ham is a scientist, but you'd have to say it with as much tongue-in-cheek as an Ashkenazi Jew with a bucket of horseradish. I'll bet you thought I would never be able to tie the beginning to the end.